there's one team that actually on the day that we published our episode, they said, you know what, we're just going to announce everybody except for one, and that was TSK, the Texas Super Kings. They announced their full squad. They excluded one overseas. They're yet to announce that one, but we'll go and talk about all of their overseas. They bring in Faf du Plessis to be their captain, Devin Conway, Mitchell Santner, David Miller, we know the prowess that he brings in the T20 format, Daniel Sams, Gerald Coetzee, Dwayne Bravo, and Ambat Raidu. Those are the 8 overseas that they have announced. And again, I think in terms of star power, I don't know if it gets much bigger than this in terms of star power.
These guys in Mumbai right now.
Yeah.
In New York.
In New York, there you go.
My New York, MI New York, standing for Mumbai Indians New York, in case you don't know why I made that mistake. But yeah, we have Faf du Plessis, a legend. He's going to be the captain of the team. They're promoting him all over the place in cowboy hats. He does look like a cowboy.
Absolutely. He can pull off the look.
He's got it.
We got to get him in an old Western movie. I think that's got to be the goal.
Agree with you. Devin Conway and Faf du Plessis opening the batting there. It's perfect. It's just plug them right on in.
Agreed.
The only thing I think that they're missing really here is and they still have one person left to announce.
Yes.
The only thing I think they're missing here is maybe another spinner.
I would agree with you.
And one that turns it. So you have Santner, who left arm orthodox, meaning he's turning the ball away from the right-hander.
Yep.
It's pitching away from them, and you'd want to have a spinner that does the opposite.
Yeah.
So and who do you think that's
who comes to mind? I think Shana comes to mind. Who's been tearing it up everywhere in the world.
Young too,
absolutely.
And this team looks like they're going to want to promote his chances, get him some experience. So even if he's sitting, he's learning. But I think we'll see if he is in the team. And we're speculating right now. But
absolutely.
if he seems like the obvious choice. If he's in the team, then I don't think he's going to be sitting a whole lot.
No, you would be hard pressed to find him sitting a whole bunch. But since we're already speculating, Nate, we have a couple of probable 11s that we've created and compiled, and we're going to start out with Nate Hayes' TSK 11. Nate, I'm going to let you take this one away.
Right. Okay. So yeah, basically we're just speculating what the teams would be if we were running the show.
Yeah. This is kind of what we look for. Remember, there is 6 overseas players that can be in an 11, so it caps out at 6. So that's a very important number to keep in mind.
Actually, this is kind of a prediction for me.
Okay.
And it's based on some logic of when they took the players, where they took them, when they took the domestics. But I've got Faf and Devin Conway. Why split them up? We talked about that.
Yeah.
I said Devin Conway can bat at 3. He has in the past. In 5 games at number 3, his numbers are absolute. It's a small sample, but his numbers are through the roof.
But you don't take just the clip that he was in the IPL. I just can't imagine you move him.
Why would you do that?
There's
you want to get that.
Yeah, there's pundits that say he might be the best T20 opener in the world at the moment. Yeah, so I don't think you can move off of that.
Yeah, I think you just keep them together, especially when you've got Lahiru Malantha, who we both know can bat all over the place.
Yep.
This is a very interesting team because of all the left-handed batting options that it has. So I've got Lahiru Malantha at number 3. The question is, does he keep or does Devin Conway? I think he keeps. I think Lahiru keeps. And the other option for Lahiru here is Sami Aslam, who we both have a lot of appreciation for. I love Sami Aslam. I think he's a brilliant batter, especially he's just it's so beautiful watching him play behind point.
Yeah.
He's just absolutely fantastic. Here's an example right there. Let's see if we can run that. But so I do have Lahiru slightly ahead of but here we go. Let's take a look.
Again, it's pure class.
You got 2 fielders behind point, and he's like, I don't care.
Picks the gap. Picks the gap.
I'm going to split you. He's got such good touch.
Absolutely. So much time on his hands.
Right. And then of course we have Lahiru he's got his own signature shot, and we're going to see that right here.
Yeah, just stands on the back foot, waits for it, and he's so good over cover, whether it's over the top of it or it's just through there. Again, can play it on the front foot, on the back foot.
Right.
He's shown the ability, again, whether it's wide of the crease, whether it's closer to stumps, the ability to just use his hands and flow through the shot.
Loves that shot over cover. and that one wasn't anywhere near one of his better ones, one of his best ones. But yeah, so we got Lihiro at 3. I got Ryudu at number 4 with right-handed bat right there is important. Now you can see here the red players listed are overseas and the black are domestics. If they have an asterisk next to their name, it means they can bowl.
Sure.
So I've got Ryudu at number 4. I think he's got tons of experience. He's been up and down. He's been all over the IPL.
Yep.
The last few, he's been with CSK in the IPL for the last 4, 5, 6 years.
Seems like a stable player.
It's been a while. He's part of this brand now.
Yep.
Then you have David Miller, left-handed batter. Oh man, having a left-handed middle order bat like this, it just changes. It just messes with he's fantastic.
Especially with his finishing ability.
He's got a tremendous ability to finish. He's great. I got Milind Kumar myself, right-handed batter at number 6. Now, Milind, just like Lihiro can bat all over the place, Milind can bat all over the place too. Yep. Fun batter to watch, exciting batter to watch. And he also bowls a little bit. He bowls a lot of off-break in minor league cricket. Now, he bowls, if you look at his minor league stats, it's a little unfair. Sure. He bowls in the Eastern Division in minor league, which is a tricky division. It's up until this year. Now they're not anymore, but up until this year it was on AstroTurf. The grounds are smaller. It is murder for a right arm off break bowler. So, but he can give you some overs. Now you see the bowling's a little thin on my team, so he's going to have to bowl.
Yeah.
Daniel Sams I've got. In terms of thin, I mean depth. There's not a lot of bowling.
You have 6 bowling options.
You have 6 bowling options. That's it. But I've got Daniel Sams, who I think is a tremendous, and he's left arm fast medium bowler, right-handed batter. Now he strikes at a ridiculous rate. I think he's in the 160 range lately. Just fantastic. I got the right-handed version of Daniel Sams, Calvin Savage, batting right after him, and he's our right-handed version of Daniel Sams in the USA kind of. He can come in and whack the ball all over the place. Obviously, he can bat a lot higher than 8. And he does in minor league cricket. In fact, he's the captain of his team. He's the playmaker on his team. But also a tremendous bowler. He was I think he was the 3rd highest ranked bowler out of 350 or so bowlers in minor league cricket last year. And he takes wickets in the power play too. Mitchell Santner I got at number 9, left-handed batter. Here's another left-handed batter. Slow left arm orthodox batter. Mitchell Santner. We all, we know about Mitchell Santner. He plays in so many leagues around the world. Tremendous T20 player. Very smart cricketer. And very efficient and very effective bowler as well. Then we got Zia Shahzad, a domestic, turning the ball the other direction with his leg break. And once again, he's batting at 10 on this team. I would take Zia Shahzad batting at 10 any day.
Yeah, for sure.
In minor league cricket, he's much more effective than that. And he's also, I believe he's shortly eligible for USA. I think in a short time he'll be eligible for USA. So then we have Rusty Theron bringing up the rear. He was the number 1 overall. He was the number 1 pick for this team.
Yep.
Now they had the 6th round of the draft, so they snaked back down and they took Calvin Savage.
Yep.
So you see, I've got both of them in the team.
Yep.
You think you're going to put their top 3 picks in the team?
You have to imagine.
That's why I've got Lihiro there, and Calvin and Rusty. Rusty is in a short tournament. I'll take him for sure. He's fantastic. I mean, I'll take him anyways. He's incredibly he's incredibly competitive.
Yeah.
He's got a cannon.
Yep.
He's great. He's great from throwing from the boundary. He's a very, very good bowler. He's a smart, savvy bowler. He's very experienced. The moment's never going to get too big for him, and he's good in the death. And so I like that. And on the bench you got Dwayne Bravo. We know DJ Bravo with his slower balls. I just think right now Daniel Sams is better than DJ Bravo. Gerald Coetzee. Oh my goodness. How did we? It's like looking at this team. I want to put him in the team.
That's where the 6 overseas come into play, right? You just don't have that space for him right now.
I want to get him in the team, and it's like it's tough to look at him and say, how is he not in the team?
Absolutely.
But that's T20 cricket for you.
Yeah.
And obviously Sammy Haslam, who I mentioned. Cam Stevenson, wouldn't be surprised to see him in there. He's based on the draft position, he's depth for Calvin Savage and Rusty Theron.
Sure.
Clearly they want to go with fast bowling domestics. Cody Chetty, to me, is depth for Milind Kumar. He's tremendous, and I don't think you lose a whole lot with the bat if you swap the two out. They're both really good. Cody Chetty is very responsible, very high quality. He can also bowl a little bit off break.
Yeah.
Doesn't do it much, but then Sai Mukamala. Wow.
I mean, yeah. You wish you could get him in there. I'm not sure if he's going to play a lot, but we know the talent there. He's someone that if they really want to invest in, you think he can be in this 11 for a long time to come.
Yeah, it's great. So we've got we've got a Sparkle Army Forever hashtag going on. I'm just checking the you can't bench DJ Bravo. All right, I get it. But you know, I just think you have to in this case. I just think Daniel Sams is too good right now.
Don't worry, KS. I was on your side too when we had the discussion earlier. But if we move over to my 11 really quickly, you'll see that Nate is very persuasive, and that I have also done the same. Put DJ Bravo out there outside the playing 11. But if you see, it's pretty similar. 1, 2, 3. Faf du Plessis, Devin Conway are not going to break up that opening. I had to convince Nate to not break up that opening originally. Go Lahiru, Malanta at 3. I think Semi Assam could always plug in there as well. And then whoever you want to keep, Devin or Lahiru. We've talked about Ambati Raidu, David Miller. And this is where now my 11 gets a little bit different from yours. I have Daniel Sams there at 6. Again, we talked about he is your left-handed. Your left arm fastball.
I made a mistake on this graphic.
It's okay. No one's
two number
looking.
7s because we can't decide.
No one's looking over there. But so I have him there as our left arm fast, and also strikes the ball at a clip at number 6. You feel pretty good about his ability to come in and finish. Another finishing type player I have in Calvin Savage, right arm pace. Your second pick in the draft. You have to imagine he's gonna play in this 11. And again, you can see Calvin Savage right here. What he's able to do with the ball in hand, again, for the Chicago Tigers was a huge part of it. Able to take pace off, and you saw it there, and I think that's why he's so valuable. If you want to go 4 straight from Daniel Sams, you can take pace off with Calvin Savage and roll all those variations. I have Mitchell Santner in this 11. I think you need 2 spinners, and I think it's Mitchell Santner. It's a left arm spinner, and also what he gives you with the bat can come in and hit around an 8. This is the biggest difference for me. Nate had Milind Kumar in his 11, and I like Milind a lot. Great bat, I think, underrated with the ball. But I went with Cam Stevenson, and I went with this because you want to have that 6 bowling option. I feel, how much is Milind going to bowl? We saw him bowl a little bit in the Champions Open. How much do the Texas Super Kings view him as a bowler? And if they see him as a guy, okay, we can give him 2 to 4 overs every game we play him, then sure, I wouldn't mind playing him. But if he's a guy that maybe we sneak an over in, I'm not sure. But Cam Stevenson's a guy I know can give me 2 overs at the very least. Has a lot of variations. He can bowl all 4 if you need it. Say someone's getting lit up. He's someone who can come in and plug in right away. Very good. Also good enough with the bat to knock it around.
Yeah, true.
Very experienced around the USA setup. Also played in Australia, so I think he's a name that could be looked at. Again, Sami Aslam, he has bowled a little bit of medium pace. I'm not sure they're going to utilize that. I'm not sure he's going to do much of it. So that's where, if Sami Aslam was going to bowl here, he would be in there right now in this 11 for sure.
Even with the
heavy amount of left-handers, to me, I want another bowling option that I feel comfortable giving 2 to 4 overs for. And then you have Zia Shazad. He's going to be your leggy in the side, and then Rusty Theron. I can't imagine you pick him in the first round and then you don't play him in your starter.
I made another mistake on this. I accidentally didn't change the part where it says Cameron Stevenson's right hand. He's a right-handed batter, and he's a fast. He's a right-handed fast medium bowler. Everybody, I'm not that stupid.
It's all right. We forgive you, Nate. But again, that's the one change for me. It's just the Cameron Stevenson insertion, and I think you probably lose just a little bit with the bat because Milind is so prolific.
Yeah.
But I think where Milind would come in would be at 6-7, not where he's most accustomed to batting. A new role for him. And I think Cameron Stevenson can give you some in the back, and I just think when you don't know what the wicket's going to look like, I think having that extra bowling option can always be valuable for you.
Yeah, I see that. And we mentioned if they bring in a right arm off break bowler. Now, if they bring in Tikshana,
the question is, who does he come in for? Because he can't come in for Cam Stevenson or Milind Kumar.
And I think you play him in over Santner because of, in my configuration, you play him over Santner because of the fact that Zia's turning it the other direction.
Sure. I could also throw in the fact that maybe you play him over Daniel Sams. I love Daniel Sams and what he's doing, but who did you draft? You drafted Rusty Theron, Calvin Savage, first 2 picks, and then Cam Stevenson. So you have, those pace bowlers who can bat as well. So
Right.
do you feel comfortable enough in those picks to say, hey, Daniel, this is going to be a turning track. We're going to play the 3 spinners and
Right.
play if Deekshan is in this team, of course.
Right. Well, that would lessen your batting a little bit,
Sure.
for sure. But yeah, there's so many interesting things to talk about with this team. They went really heavy with the lefties. The way I see it, taking Sammy Aslam, I think it was the 5th round when
Yeah.
they took Sammy Aslam. Terrific value.
Terrific value.
But you've got so many lefty bats in the lineup, and you brought so many over, and you already had Lahiro. So to me, I think that's why I've got Lahiro and Sammy Aslam. Kind of one of those is going to play.
One of those has to play.
But you do have depth in the roles. You can see how the domestic roles are established
Sure.
here, because you've got the fast bowling role with Cameron and Calvin and Rusty domestically. So yeah, it's going to be fun to watch what this team can do. Do you think? How do you think they look? What do you think? I mean, the overseas batting on this team is wild.
It's star-studded. It's kind of different to me from the way the Super Kings franchise usually builds their teams, especially when you look at the IPL.
Yeah.
They're usually a team that has a lot of good all-rounders, and they're a team that maybe don't blow off the doors off. Not going to score 200 every game, but
Right.
if they get to 160, 170, it's going to be tough to chase things down. This kind of feels like the opposite. This feels, and KS put it in the chat, this is a lineup that feels like it's going to rain sixes, and they're going to score 200. It feels like they might need to score 200. And again, it's not because I don't think all these players are good. I just think
Right.
the combination of what you can do with the 6 overseas, I just think that's where the question marks come in. Now, if
Right.
both wickets are pace wickets and there's not a lot of turn, well, you lucked out. You got all pace bowlers basically in there. You have the 1 spinner, just 2 spinners to throw a little bit of difference in, and you have incredible batting bowling
Right.
all-rounders. But if there is some turn, now this is where you can see this team struggle. I think this is a team that's going to be heavy reliant on their top 5 to score big runs.
I think so too. Yeah, like you said, I see them scoring a lot of runs, and I see them needing a lot of runs.
Yeah.
And I think that we might not say that after a couple more seasons, but there's so much good talent on this team.
Yeah.
That in this league, you've got 6 overseas per team. There's a lot of great batters that are going to be playing in this league, and so you're exposing a lot. You're relying heavily on domestic bowling in either configuration of this.
Sure.
And I think that's interesting. That's going to be interesting. I think we'll see some high-scoring games with these teams. And like I said, maybe the first season, maybe the bowling might struggle a little bit. Who knows? Maybe they'll be phenomenal.
Yeah.
But I think that they'll learn from this. This is good that they'll be in this situation. There'll be pressure, I think, a little bit every single game.